Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here's a great article from the Mobile Report. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys could check it out. So at T-Mobile's live conference, they made another announcement around T-Satellite. T-Mobile Satellite connectivity is adding data service later this year, which is a good thing, right? We like progress. We like technology advancements. But I don't want to say I have an issue with it, but I would have rather T-Mobile got texting and calling right first and then added the SDKs for developers to get the data right? So what we do know is on July 23rd, the T-Satellite goes out of beta and it goes commercial. And then October 1st is when T-Mobile will start providing data services to customers that are using the satellite or that are having to use T-Satellite. So here's what I'm thinking on how this will work, right? So T-Mobile right now is in talks with any developer that wants to get the SDK, right? AccuWeather, AllTrails, Google, Apple, T-Life, of course, WhatsApp, and then there's another one, Starlink and X, right? Those are some of the companies that they're currently working with. But what I believe is going to happen, right? Any developer that wants to join, T-Mobile is going to send them the SDK, and then what they're going to do, the app developers, they're gonna figure out a way where they can compress the data or their app, right? Compression techniques, where they can make the app work as smooth as possible with the least amount of throughput. So Mike Sievert said, think of this satellite capacity like a 3G capacity, right? Which we all know by today's standards is not a lot of capacity, right? When you're talking 1080p, 4K and all that, you can't stream 4K on a satellite connection. Not possible today. At least not the Starlink connection, at least not at first. Maybe down the line there's more spectrum and right, those are all possibilities, but for now they're going to work on compression techniques so you can comfortably use iMessage, for an example, MMS, where very little data is required, but you still want to use the compression technique so it doesn't slam the satellite, right? Or WhatsApp or X, right? If you want to post a picture on X, or you still want it to work as normal as possible with as little throughput as you might have in those areas. So that's what T-Mobile is going to work on with any app developer that wants to join. They even left an email during the live event that they can be reached on, right? So that's very important, and I think it makes sense, right? For those of you who remember Binge On, when they launched that as unlimited, but it was like there was a lot of compression with the developers. It was like 480p only, which 480p is fine, right? So if they can figure out with that 3G capacity, if they can do a video at like 360, maybe 480 depending, I think that'll be enough. Where if they can get that to work, I think they can, I think that will be a really good thing for T-Mobile and of course its customers. But I still think now that you got texting and MMS, and then in October you're launching data, right? And if the compression technique works, the average consumer is just naturally going to scroll, and WhatsApp is working and X is working. They're going to naturally try and place a call, and the call won't work, right? So that's why I say, that's my reasoning behind, okay, maybe texting and calling first, get that down, and then you transition to data. But again, I do understand without data, nothing will work, right? You if you're doing voice over LTE or whatever voice they're going to use, and I don't know how great of a quality that will even be from a satellite. So maybe they're having a lot of issues with that, right? Calling is not easy. I do want to throw that in. Calling is not easy to do, especially if you want it to be reliable, sound good, right? I know the carriers nowadays, they're good at it, but it took a while, right? It took a while to perfect calling, and doesn't require a lot of throughput, but it still requires, and we saw that with T-Mobile early on in LTE. Their calling was horrible, right? You were dropping calls. So carriers are always still trying to perfect it, but now calling is way better than it was even back during voice over LTE, right? You're trying to find those dead spots, those dead zones, those where the calls drop. You're constantly checking the network tools, and you're just trying to perfect it, right? So that's probably what they're trying to do with the calling. It's probably giving them issues with Starlink and everyone that's involved, and they're just trying to make it at least a decent experience, right? You don't want to get on the call and it immediately drops, or you can't even get the call to go through, right? So there's probably some more testing. They really didn't discuss it much, but there's probably more testing that's needed before they can say, yes, calling will be available. But that was another announcement. July 23rd, the T-Satellite goes public. It goes officially commercial. It's free if you're on T-Mobile's highest plans, the premium plans, and it's $10 on any other plan. And then same for Verizon and AT&T customers. If you want to join that, it's $10 per line. And same for any T-Mobile customer that is not on T-Mobile's highest plan, like Go 5G Next, Experience More, Experience Beyond. You're going to be paying $10 per line if you want to make use of the service. T-Mobile stated there's about 1.8 million customers that signed up for the beta. Relatively small, right? I don't know if that was the only amount that they allowed. T-Mobile has over 120 million customers, so 1.8 is a drop in the bucket, if we're being honest. But regardless, it's going commercial, so let's see how it works. Let's give it some time, and let's see how many people actually sign up, and let's see how many people actually pay to sign up for it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you're going to sign up. Let us know. Like, share, subscribe. See y'all in the next one. Peace.